Hi guys, welcome to God Nod, where God may just nod for you. If you're new here, I post videos of me encountering God in my life, how I see God work in my life, so that you may also be able to see God work in your life. So if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe so that you get more videos like these. Today, I want to tell you a little story. So I went to New York for a little under 2 weeks, and I had a cool encounter at the airport that I want to share with you. Basically, the Holy Spirit pushed me to meet this woman, and that's what I want to share with you. How the Holy Spirit did that and why. In New York, I went to Adoration, and I brought this book along with me, which it's the Medjugorje Messages, all the way up to 2018, basically, where Mary has been appearing to these same people and giving them messages. So basically, I just felt like I should open this book up and just start randomly reading where I picked it up. And so I did that. And what really caught my eye was this one phrase that Mary told these people in an apparition. And these words were, "Nothing happens by chance." And that just really stuck with me because, with traveling and with, vacation and with all sorts of things, all these little things can go wrong. And that just really gave me some peace. So, throughout the rest of the trip, I kept repeating this in my head, nothing happens by chance, nothing happens by chance. And that really gave me internal peace because I was like, okay, it's okay. So when it came time to fly back home, there were a lot of things that went on at the airport and changed and happened and everything. So first off, my flight got delayed 4 hours, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so I'm gonna have to wait here for 4 hours. And then so we tried to switch flights, and so I switched to a different flight, and then that also got delayed, okay? And then I was like, okay, well, that didn't work. But then a whole nother thing was I was with my boyfriend and his family, and they were flying somewhere else, and I was flying back home, and we found out that we were in two completely different terminals. So I was like, okay, great, so I'm gonna have to go through security and sit in a whole separate terminal by myself for 4 hours. Great, okay. But I kept telling myself, okay, Casey, nothing happens by chance. And I was just content and okay. So not only all of that happened, but then I got through security and everything, and then they told me my flight got changed to a different gate. So I was like, okay, so I got up and moved to a different seat at a different gate or whatever. And so I was like, okay, so now I gotta waste some time here. And so I was like, alright, so I pulled a Holy Spirit book out and I just started reading. And then after reading for about 20 minutes or so, I see this woman walk in, and I saw her ask one of the people working a question, and then it just looked like she just had a huge frustration come over her and looked super upset, and I really felt for her. And then I see her just kind of shrug and then walk past me and sit down. And inside of me, I kind of felt like I should go talk to her. She needs someone to talk to. But I was like, Casey, no, that's weird. Everyone's just doing their own thing and has their headphones in. You're just a little girl and she's a grown-up adult. You're fine. You don't have to go up and talk to her. But then I just really felt like I needed to. And so I was like, all right, Holy Spirit, if you want me to do this, then can you just give me a push? Can you just give me more strength if this is what you want me to do? And then I started reading my book again, and I'm not kidding you, the next paragraph I read said these words: "So often we walk by people and don't greet them or have any real interest in knowing their story. God is present in each person. Pray that you are able to recognize him." You will never leave me. I am not alone. And I was like, oh, gosh dang it. I feel like that was my push from the Holy Spirit. Here it's talking about we don't care to know about people's stories and we don't greet them anymore and stuff. And I'm like, all right, God, fine. I'll go to this woman. And so I packed all my things up and I started walking over towards her, and I'm just praying come Holy Spirit, come Holy Spirit. I don't know what I'm doing, and everyone around me is looking at me what the heck is she doing? We all saw the woman walk in with that a lot of frustration, and here I'm just walking over there and I sit next to her and I was like, excuse me, you just look really frustrated, and I just want to let you know that if you need to rant or you need to talk, that I'm willing to listen. And she just looked like really shocked, and she was like, wow, that's so nice of you. And she's like, well, if you're willing to listen, sure. And then she just kind of told me her story, and she basically just had a lot of bad luck with all of her traveling and everything. And I then started talking about the Holy Spirit book, and I'm thinking like, okay, maybe God brought me over here because, like just to like lighten her spirits up or something, right? But then as soon as I mentioned the Holy Spirit, she was like, oh, are you Christian? And I said, yeah. And I was like, are you? And she was like, well, I used to be. And as soon as she said that, I was like, okay, God, this is why you brought me over here. Holy Spirit, this is why you pushed me to go talk to this woman. And so we continued talking, and we talked about Christianity for just a little bit, but it was starting to get to a sensitive topic, and so we just kind of steered the conversation in a more lighthearted way, and we're, getting to know each other and laughing and talking, and we talked for like 2.5 hours. Basically my whole time that I was there. And whenever I was sitting there and like after like I started listening to her story, I looked up at my screen and my flight got like moved up an hour, so I didn't have to wait as long. And in my head I'm just thinking it's like God going ding ding ding, all right Casey, you're doing good kind of thing. But anyway, so it's not like I was there to, share my testimony or share the gospel with her, because she was once a Christian and she knew a lot. However, because it was a sensitive topic for her, I didn't like want to force anything on her or be like, you should do this or anything like that. But I really felt like I was just there to listen and be a friend and just be there for her. And so that's what I did. And at the end of it, she was just thanking me over and over and said she felt so much better, and it was just so nice of me to come over and talk to her. And I knew, like, walking away, like, okay, that is what God needed me to do. And for her to know that me, a stranger, cares for her as a Christian, and just to give witness in that small little way. Sometimes we try to just shove Christianity down people's throats, and that's, like, not the way to do it. Sometimes people just need a friend. And just by loving them for who they are and listening to their stories and getting to know them is the best way to love them. And then I gave her my God Nod YouTube card, and I was like, you know what, like, I don't know if this means anything to you, but no, I will be praying for you. And then I walked away, and then I started realizing how many things had to line up in order for that encounter to happen. Like, first of all, to leave on that day, and then like go into adoration, Mary speaking those words to me, nothing happens by chance, and me being calm and happy and in the state I was, because if I was like bored or just upset or mad, I wouldn't have gone up and talked to her. So having Mary comfort me with those words of nothing happens by chance, and then my flight getting delayed 4 hours, and then me moving flights, and then that also getting delayed, and then me and my boyfriend being in 2 different terminals. Like, if I was with my boyfriend in the same terminal, there's no way I would have walked up to that stranger and talked to her. So, like, God had a reason behind all of these little things. And then me switching gates, and then my friend giving me that Holy Spirit book to read, and then me reading that exact same passage that I needed the strength to get up and talk to her. Like, all of these things needed to happen in order for me to encounter this woman. So Jenny, if you are watching this or ever come across this video, I just want you to know that I don't believe in coincidences. I do believe Mary's words about nothing happens by chance, and I do not think it was a coincidence that I met you or any of those things, all of those little things that had to line up perfectly for me to meet you. I truly think it was the Holy Spirit that led me to you, and I truly think it was God trying to open your heart towards His love again, and I just pray that you give Him another chance to enter into your life. I've been praying for you and everyone who has a similar story to you, and I just really want you to know, like, my heart goes out for you every day. And for all those watching this video, don't be afraid to listen to the Holy Spirit. Open your heart up. Ask the Holy Spirit to guide you, and you never know what kind of encounters you might come across or where God might want to use you. It might be an airport, it might be your friend, it might be anywhere, you know, just let the Holy Spirit guide you. And also, like, don't try to shove religion down people's throats. Sometimes all we need to do is be there for them and listen. And love them. Love the Christ that is inside of them. And reveal that to them. Also, if any of you have had any similar story, I would love to hear about it. So comment below so that I can get to know you and your God nods as well. Thank you guys for watching. And subscribe if you liked this video. Thanks, guys.